How's it going, gamers? As many of you guys know, I own both a 3DS and a PlayStation Vita. Love both of them. I also happen to own an iPhone 5C and an iPad mini. And while these devices aren't dedicated gaming systems like my Vita and my 3DS, that doesn't mean that there aren't any great games for these things, and that's what I'm here to show you guys today. So my personal favorite iOS games that work on iPhone and iPad. The first game on my list is called Mutant Mudds. It's a little old indie game made by Renegade Kid that started off on the Nintendo 3DS eShop and then was later ported to PC, iOS, PS3, and PlayStation Vita. This game is a fun platformer that has you play as Maxwell with his little water gun destroying the Mutant Mudds, which are pretty much aliens. The game is very cute. It has a nice artistic art style that's reminiscent of old classic video games. There's even specific themed levels that go back to specific types of old video games like the Virtual Boy and the Game Boy art style. The controls are pretty simple. You use the D-pad to control Maxwell, A to jump, and B to shoot. You can also use A twice to use your jetpack and hover for a bit. Overall, it's one of my favorite games on pretty much any system. I own this on PC, iOS, 3DS, and Vita. I own it on a ton of platforms and I love playing it, so I highly recommend this if you have an iPhone or an iPad. This runs on both of them. The next game on our list is called Ballistic SC, a twin-stick shooter that works on both iPhone and iPad. So if you're thinking about what type of game this is, think Super Stardust Delta on PlayStation Vita. My personal favorite mode in this game is called Wave, which is pretty much just like a firefight mode or survival mode. Keep on defeating waves of enemies until you die. The more waves you take out, the more points, and that's your high score. Along the way, you can earn points to upgrade your ship, such as how fast you can shoot, how far you can shoot, or other upgrades like earning bombs that you can drop on other enemies. The game is a lot of fun. It's visually just a beautiful looking game, whether you're playing on your iPad or your iPhone. And overall, it's just one of my favorite pastimes to play on my phone. The next game on our list is called Paper Monsters. This is a fun 3D platformer that's actually sort of 2D, and it's reminiscent of the art style of both Tearaway and Little Big Planet. The physics of Little Big Planet with the art style of Tearaway. The game is just beautifully designed, the backgrounds are nice looking, there's a nice 3D depth of field effect when you can jump into the background and to the foreground, very similar to the first game on our list called Mutant Mudds, and overall it's just a fun game to play, especially because if you have a controller that supports this, it's just a fun time to play on your iPad, and it works on both your iPhone and your iPad. The next game on our list is by far one of the simplest, and it's called On the Win. It's very reminiscent of a game like from that game company who developed Flower and Journey on the PlayStation 3. You use your device's touchscreen to control a gust of wind while collecting petals through the wind. While you're doing this, you're trying to avoid colliding with different obstacles like mountains and trees. If your petals hit these obstacles, they become flowers, and when you run out of petals, you have to start all over again. It's essentially you as a gust of wind traveling through the seasons, trying to gather up petals and continue on through the level. It's very calming, very simple, but it's still very enjoyable. If you like Flower from that game company, you're going to love this game because it's essentially a 2D version of that game. The last game on our list is called Adventure Time Card Wars, and it's by far my favorite and most addicted to game on my phone. This game is based off the episode Card Wars from the TV show Adventure Time, one I'm a huge fan of. And it's basically a combination of the Pokemon trading card game and Yu-Gi-Oh, but all on your phone, and they have added the option since they first launched to play with online people, so you can play with your friends or just randoms online. It's by far my favorite game so far. The rules of the game are really simple to get into, and you can play as a number of characters from the TV show like Finn, Jake, and a number of others. All the original voice actors from the TV show are also in this game, so you get the original voice acting as well. And overall, it's just a really fun game to get into. If you were into Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon as a kid, and you like Adventure Time, most likely you're going to love this game. It's a little bit pricey to buy, but I think it's worth it. I personally love this game, and I highly recommend it. So hopefully one of these games catches your interest. These are some of my favorite games on iOS, and I'll be happy to make more videos on iOS and Android gaming if you guys request it in the comment section below. Additionally, be sure to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I always post updates on when I'm working on something and things of that nature in terms of the channel, so be sure to follow me on those social networks. I have links to those in the description below. And if you want to add me on PSN, Xbox Live, or Nintendo Network, I have those names down there as well. I'm also hoping to do a Q&A video soon on this channel, so if you guys want to leave any questions for me to answer, please be sure to send them to me on Twitter with the hashtag AskGVN or in the comments below with the hashtag AskGVN. As always, gamers, thank you all for being some awesome viewers, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. How's it going, gamers? Today we'll be taking a look at the beta in history of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Now, we've already done a beta zone episode on the original N64 Super Smash Bros. So if you guys want to check out that video, be sure to hit the description below or click the annotation on your screen right now. Now let's start off with stages. As far as stages go, there are 5 unused stages in Super Smash Bros. Melee.